Good morning, YouTubians. It's Comics Ghost. It's Monday, the 23rd of September. It is a Blu-ray release date. Now, you may notice I'm filming from inside again, and that's because I've done some damage to my back. To what extent, I'm not sure. Some of you will know I have a degenerative disease of my spine. There is damage to the top, there is damage to the bottom. I've had multiple surgeries over the years, but it's been manageable with the help of pain meds, TENS machines, physiotherapy, etc, etc. But this latest issue is very painful indeed, and I'm not looking for sympathy. Please don't worry about putting things down in the comments. I've had this condition for decades and I've learned to live with it. It's just, I want to explain why I'm not filming outside other than H&V, of course, and there's a distinct possibility I may not be putting up a video next week, and that's because one, I'm trying to rest my back, and two, because I'm going away for a few days to recuperate. But as I said, it is a Blu-ray release day, so I'm going to drive up to H&V in just a moment, grab a coffee along the way, not a sponsor. Then it's back here to finish filming, and then I'm getting driven down to Devon. I've got several films to show you, plus I have two parcels which I will show in the conclusion, and they are full of slipcovers. Anyway, enough talking, let's get going. Okay, there's a lot of releases out today, so get a cup of tea and a biscuit handy. The first title to show you today is Nikita. This is the 1990 French action thriller directed by Luc Besson. Now this is the 4K steelbook, and very nice it is too, in striking red. £34.99 for this release today, and this one carries a 15 certificate. Next is the Bounty Hunter trilogy featuring Killer's Moon from 1969, The Fort of Death again from 1969, and 8 Men to Kill from 1972. This set will set you back £29.99 today with the overall certificate of a 15. The case is closed, forget it. Next, this is the standard release from Radiance Films. This is a 1971 Italian crime drama which stars Franco Nero. This one is priced at £14.99 and it carries a 15 certificate. The Bike Riders next on both Blu-ray and 4K. This is a Universal Studios release. It's a drama from last year starring Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy and Michael Shannon. £14.99 for the Blu-ray and £24 for the 4K. Only the 4K comes with a slipcover. This carries a 15 certificate. Next is The Boy and the Heron from Studio Ghibli. This is both on Blu-ray and 4K. It's directed by Hayao Miyazaki. Some of the English dub voices include Robert Pattinson, Gemma Chan, Christian Bale, Willem Dafoe, Mark Hamill, Florence Pugh, David Bautista and Dan Stevens. £14.99 for the Blu-ray and £24.99 for the 4K. This one carries a 12 certificate. We Still Kill the Old Way next from Radiance Films. This is an edition that's limited to 3,000 copies. It's an Italian crime movie from 1967 directed by Elio Petri. It's got a price tag of £17.99 and this one carries a 12 certificate. You'll Never Get Rich next from Indicator. This 1941 musical rom-com stars Fred Astaire and Rita Hayworth. This is about a theatre owner with a wandering eye, but his wife is not easily fooled. £16.99 for this movie today. Witness in the City next from Radiance Films. This 1959 Italian drama is about revenge after a man's wife is thrown from a train to her death. It's priced at £14.99 and it carries a 12 certificate. Next is When Tomorrow Comes from Indicator. This is a romantic drama from 1933 about infidelity. Stars Irene Dunne, Charles Boyer and Barbara O'Neill. £16.99 for this movie and it carries a PG certificate. Next is the BFI release of The Outcasts. This is a horror drama from 1982 which is set in rural Ireland in the mid to late 1840s, and it deals with witchcraft and mythology. This one is priced at £16.99 and it carries a 15 certificate. Next is Tattooed Life, a Japanese drama from 1965 telling the story of a Yakuza hitman and his younger brother who are on the run from fellow Yakuza and the police. This Radiance release is priced at £17.99. Next is The Lady Is Willing, a screwball comedy from 1942 put out by Indicator, starring Marlene Dietrich and Fred McMurray. It's about a woman who desires to be a mother and then finds an abandoned baby, not knowing how to raise it. This one is priced at £16.99. Next is Obi Oba, The End of Civilization from Radiance Films. This 1985 Polish drama is set after an apocalyptic event where people are waiting for an ark to take them to paradise. Or is it? This is priced at £14.99 and it carries a 15 certificate. Next is A Man on His Knees, another Radiance film. This one is an Italian crime drama from 1979 about a man who has a hitman after him, but for no apparent reason. This is priced at £17.99 and it comes with a 15 certificate. Next is How to Kill a Judge from Radiance Films. This is another Italian crime drama. This one's from 1974. It's about the murder of two judges that mimic those in a movie. This one is priced at £14.99. It stars Franco Nero. It has a 15 certificate. I Am Waiting next. Yeah, another Radiance film. This one's from 1957. It's a Japanese crime drama about an ex-boxer, a club hostess, and her gangster employer. This one's got a runtime of 91 minutes and it's priced at £14.99 and it carries a 12 certificate. Tranquilla Quen, the standard edition from Radiance Films next. This is a mystery drama from both Argentina and Germany. It's about a missing woman called Laura and the strange supernatural events surrounding her absence. This one is priced at £16.99 and it carries a 12 certificate. Next is War of the Worlds Next Century from Radiance Films. This is a Polish dystopian film that is inspired by but not an adaptation of the H.G. Wells novel, but it does include Martians. This 97-minute film is priced at £14.99 and it carries a 15 certificate. The Night of the Devils next, the standard edition. This is the 1972 Spanish horror about a man convinced he will eventually turn into a vampire. This one is priced at £14.99, got a runtime of 93 minutes, and it carries a 15 certificate. Michael Powell Early Works next. This contains 5 movies which were made between 1932 and 1936. This BFI release has a combined runtime of 286 minutes, and it carries a 12 certificate. This will cost you £29.99 today. Legacy of Rage next, the deluxe edition. This is a Hong Kong action flick starring Brandon Lee. And this is a revenge movie as Brandon's character is set up and sent to prison while his best friend who set him up becomes a crime lord. This is priced at £19.99 and it comes with an 18 certificate. Unlawful Entry next, a psychological thriller from 1992 which stars Kurt Russell, Ray Liotta and Madeline Stowe. It's about an overbearing police officer, brilliantly played by Ray, and this one is priced at £14.99 and carries an 18 certificate. Next is The Day of the Owl from Radiance Films. This is an Italian crime drama starring Franco Nero and Lee J. Cobb. It's about a murder that the mafia wants kept quiet, but the chief investigating the crime wants it solved. £14.99 for this one, and this one carries a 12 certificate. Next is Gaga Glory to the Heroes from Radiance Films. This Polish sci-fi horror is from 1986 and it follows prisoners on a prison spaceship exploring space and beyond. This one is priced at £14.99 and it carries an 18 certificate. Next is The Facts of Murder, once again from Radiance Films. This is an Italian crime mystery from 1959. It's about a detective who has 2 separate crimes in the same building that may or may not be linked. This is priced at £14.99 and it carries a 15 certificate. You and Me next from Indicator. This 1938 film noir is about 2 former criminals who fall in love with each other but their past comes back to haunt them. It stars Sylvia Sidney and George Raft. This one is priced at £16.99 and it carries a PG certificate. Next is Death Game, which is also known as The Seducers. This is a psychological thriller from 1977. It's about a man who picks up 2 young women while his wife is out of town, but they end up torturing him. This one stars Sandra Locke and is priced at £19.99 and it comes with an 18 certificate. The Threat now from Arrow. This is a limited edition. It's a Japanese crime drama from 1966 about a kidnapping of a baby where the criminals force a stranger to collect the ransom. This one is priced at £17.99 and it comes with a 15 certificate. My Unique Skill makes me an OP even at level 1. This is about a former office worker who is stuck permanently at level 1. Now this 2-disc set has 12 episodes with an overall runtime of 300 minutes, plus it contains 22 minutes of bonus features. Expect to pay £34.99 for this release today. Am I Actually the Strongest? Next, the complete season 1. This is about Haruto who is reincarnated as a baby but seems to have lost all his powers. This is 12 episodes put onto 2 discs with a runtime of 300 minutes plus bonus features that run at just 6 minutes. £39.99 for this one today. Berserk, The Golden Age Arc next, Memorial Edition. This is season 1 which contains 13 episodes on 2 discs. It's got a runtime of 325 minutes and contains 8 minutes of bonus features. £32.99 for this release today, and it carries an 18 certificate. Love, Death and Apocalypse next. This is a limited edition from Arrow. This set contains 3 films made between 1993 and 1997. It's got an overall runtime of 322 minutes and it carries an 18 certificate. This is priced at £34.99. There was a 4K, but it wasn't available in store today. And the last of the new releases is Friends, the complete TV show box set on 4K. This is the 30th anniversary release containing all 10 seasons. The show ran from 1994 to 2004. It's got a runtime of 5,321 minutes, which contains 236 episodes on 23 discs. This is priced at £149.99 and it comes with a 12 certificate. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got 5 movies to show you today. This bottom one came out last week and I've now watched it, so I'll talk about that today. The other 4, the top 4, were brought back from Germany by my daughter and her husband. Thank you very much, I really do appreciate that. Love you both. There are more from Germany, but I've yet to watch them, so they're going to feature in future videos. Plus, I have 2 lots of slipcovers sent to me by different people, so I'm going to show those in the order which they arrived. This one's from Big Paulie, this one's from Al Pearson. Very kind of you both, and I really do mean that. Love slipcovers, so I do appreciate it. You guys are both stars. Now I'm going to show the slipcovers first, and then I'll move on to the movies. So there's going to be a lot to get on with, so let's crack on with it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the slipcovers, bring the film over, pop the slipcover on, and then put the film back on the shelf. And we're going to start off with Drive Hard. This is a 2014 action crime comedy starring John Cusack. And here we have Origin Wars, a sci-fi action adventure from 2016 starring Kellen Lutz. Next up is the slipcover for The Spy Who Dumped Me. This is from Lionsgate. It's an action comedy from 2018. It stars Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon. Next is the slipcover for Hostiles. This is a western adventure from 2017, and this one stars Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike and Jesse Plemons. Silence next, an historical drama from 2016 directed by Martin Scorsese, and this one stars Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver and Liam Neeson. Next is the beautiful slipcover for The Shape of Water. This is a romantic fantasy from 2017 directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it stars Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, Richard Jenkins, Doug Jones and Octavia Spencer. Isle of Dogs next, a stop-motion animation from 2018 directed by Wes Anderson, and it's got the voice talents of Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Liev Schreiber, Jeff Goldblum, Scarlett Johansson, Tilda Swinton and many more. Next is the slipcover for The Woman in Black, Angel of Death. This is a supernatural horror from 2014. It's directed by Tom Harper. This one stars Phoebe Fox and Jeremy Irvine. Another Martin Scorsese slipcover. This one is for the movie Taxi Driver, a neo-noir thriller from 1976 which stars Robert De Niro, Jodie Foster, Harvey Keitel and Sybil Shepherd. Okay, so now on to the slipcovers sent over by Al Pearson, and the first one is for The Woman in Black. This is a supernatural horror from 2012, directed by James Watkins. This one stars Daniel Radcliffe, Kieran Hines and Liz White. Next is the slipcover for Zero Dark 30, a political action thriller from 2012 that's directed by Catherine Bigelow. This one stars Jessica Chastain, Jason Clarke, Joel Egerton, Frank Grillo and Chris Pratt. The Lost Boys next, and I can't pop this on the film because the film is on loan and it has been for quite some time. In fact, I'm not sure who borrowed it and how long it's been gone, so it looks like I'll have to get myself another copy. Well, at least I have the slipcover. Next is the 3D slipcover for Life of Pi. This is an adventure drama from 2012 directed by Ang Lee. This one stars Suraj Jama, Irfan Khan, Rafe Spall and Gerard Depardieu. Another 3D slip. This one is for Titanic. Unfortunately, this is the big spine release. I have the 14mm spine, despite also being a 3D release. It's a little bit loosey-goosey in the slip, so I'll have to work something out with this one. Okay, bear with me with this one. The next slipcover is for Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Now, I've made custom covers for 1 and 2, and I've tracked down the first slipcover, so I plan to alter this one so it's for the second film only. That way I can have all my Ghostbusters films in individual slipcovers. It's a process. Okay, so I've been looking for this particular slipcover for a while. I love a lenticular. This is for the Three Musketeers. I've got quite a few Three Musketeers movies, and I saw this version in the cinema, and it's better than you think. There it is in all its glory, no longer naked. It's a Blu-ray now with its jacket on. Now stop playing with that lenticular, Alan, and pop it back on the shelf. Okay, there it is. Thank you very much, Paul and Al. On to the movies. Okay, first title to show you is The Island. This is an action-adventure thriller from 1980, directed by Michael Ritchie, and it's based off a book by Peter Benchley of Jaws fame. He also did the screenplay for this as well. Now, the movie opens with a smallish private boat being manned by three middle-aged men. They're just out on the water fishing and drinking around the Bermuda Triangle. A canoe drifts by and they hook it in. There's a man hiding under a tarpaulin. He jumps up with an axe and he kills them all. Then we cut to Blair Maynard. He is a journalist who is trying to convince his boss that there's a story as to why 600 boats have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle in the last year alone. Blair has been played by Sir Michael Caine. God bless you, sir. Now, Blair's boss, he agrees there is a story, so he takes his 12-year-old son Justin along with him on a promise that he'll also go to Disney World as well. In the meantime, another boat full of touristy people are attacked and killed. See, this would never happen on the Norfolk Broads. Just saying. So Blair hires a chartered plane to take him to Navidad, which is an island near where these boats are all going missing. And as they come into land, plane crashes. Blair, Justin and the pirate all survive though. And the next morning, Blair hires a small boat and within a few hours, he and his son are kidnapped. They're not very lucky people at all. And they're taken to the island. And this is where things get a little bit strange. See, the island is stuck in time. It's full of pirates who have continually lived on this island for 3 centuries. And it's fair to say a fair few of them are interbred. Blair and Justin are tried at a pirate court and things take another strange turn when Blair tells him his surname, because his surname is Maynard and the pirates believe that he's a direct descendant of Robert Maynard. And in case you don't know who Robert Maynard is, he was a British Royal Navy officer who he and his crew, they are responsible for capturing and killing William Teach, who's also known as Blackbeard, the most famous and notorious pirate that ever lived. So now the pirates have another plan for Blair and his son. I won't say any more. Picture quality on this was excellent, but it is a weird film. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 54 minutes. Let's take a look inside. The slip box and the cover have a different image. I'm not sure which one I prefer. I like them both, to be fair. There is a 32-page booklet. So on the reverse of the cover, we have another cover that is in a foreign language. I'm not sure what's going on with the picture there. We have Michael Caine in the pirate court. We have the pirates behind. We have this character down here who I can only assume is Angela Punch McGregor's character. She's got a chain around her neck, which I don't believe was in the movie. She is widowed because Michael Caine's character killed her husband in self-defense and he had to take his place and become her husband, basically. But I don't remember that scene, so maybe it's just a bit of artistic license by the artist. So that was The Island. Okay, next one to show you is Arthur the King. It's a German release that my daughter and son-in-law kindly picked me up last week when they were in Germany. It's an adventure film from this year directed by Simon Jones, this being his 4th feature film. It stars Mark Wahlberg as Michael Light. He is the captain of a team that compete in endurance races. Mark, by the way, has worked with the director before in The Family Plan from last year. So after a 3-year break from competing, Michael's life is in a bit of a rut and his wife Helen, being played by Juliet Rylance, tells Michael, get a sponsor, get a new team and enter a new race. I should point out that Michael actually made a big judgment error which cost his team the last race, losing sponsors and his self-respect as well. So after eating some humble pie, Michael gets a new sponsor and a new team, which includes one of his former teammates. But where does the dog come into it, I hear you ask? Well, the race starts in the Dominican Republic and they have to compete against 54 teams from around the world over 400 miles across varying terrain, zip wiring across mountainous gorges, crossing rivers, biking off-road, the whole shebang. And Arthur the dog is pretty much there from the start of the race, which is 33 minutes into the film. I should point out this is actually based on actual events and the dog keeps up with the team and bonds with Michael. Although, how the dog kept up when they were zip wiring across the mountainous gorge, I don't know. But as I said, based on real events. I won't say any more, but I will also mention it stars Simu Liu as Leo, Natalie Emmanuel as Olivia, and Ali Solomon as Chick. These are all Michael's teammates. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 48 minutes. Thoroughly enjoyed this. Let's take a look inside. So on the disc itself, you have an image of Arthur the dog. So unfortunately, there is no reversible cover, so you'll have to put up with that age logo there, or just get yourself a custom cover. So that was Arthur the King. Next title is The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Howley. This is a drama from last year directed by Hetty MacDonald, this being a second feature film. Stars the brilliant Jim Broadbent as the title character. Now Jim's films, they include The Borrowers, Little Voice, Bridget Jones's Diary, Gangs in New York, Vera Drake, The Iron Lady, Hot Fuzz, Paddington films, Get Santa, and many, many more. Howard lives with his wife Maureen, played by the wonderful Penelope Wilton, and on one sunny morning, Howard receives a letter from an old work colleague saying a final goodbye. Letters from Queenie, being played by Linda Bassat, who's worked with Penelope before in The Calendar Girls. Anyway, Queenie has terminal cancer. She is putting her affairs in order. Howard decides he's going to give her a reason to live a little bit longer by phoning her and saying he's going to visit her in person, but he's coming by foot and she has to wait for him. And it's a journey of almost 500 miles, much to the annoyance of his wife Maureen. And along the way to Queenie's hospice, we see Howard having flashbacks of his turbulent relationship with his son David. And at the same time, we see Maureen confiding the neighbour about the marriage issues she has with Howard. And as Howard's journey or pilgrimage continues, people join in the cause, the press get involved. You know, I won't say any more. I thought this was a sweet film with some hard subplots. Solid road movie. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 49 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So that front cover image has been put onto the disc. And thankfully, this has a reverse cover with the age logo removed. So that was The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Howley. Next one to show you is Hypnotic, a mystery thriller from last year that was written and directed by Robert Rodriguez. His films include the two Sin City movies, Alita Battle Angel and From Dusk Till Dawn. This stars Ben Affleck as Danny Rourke. He is a detective whose 7-year-old daughter Minnie was abducted 3 years previously, and as a result his marriage is now broken down and he lives alone. One morning whilst he's working a bank robbery tip, he finds a picture of his missing daughter inside a safety deposit box. And during this bizarre heist, a man is seen giving instructions to random people who seem to be under his control. Some of them actually kill themselves after the robbery. Now this mysterious man is Del Rain, being played by William Fichtner, and you'll know him from Strange Days or Armageddon, where he played Colonel Willie Sharp. He was the one that taught the astronaut drilling team. He was also in Perfect Storm, Black Hawk Down and The Longest Yard. You'll know him if you saw him. Very good actor. In this, he's a hypnotic. He works as part of a secret government program which uses mind control to control anybody they wish. I'm not going to go any further synopsis-wise, don't want to go into spoiler territory, but I will also mention it stars Alice Braga, a fellow hypnotic who you'll know from I Am Legend. She played the other human survivor, Anna Montez. She was also in Elysium, where she played Faye Santiago. There are a lot of twists and turns in this movie and a few influences from Inception as well. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 33 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the front cover image has been put onto the disc. And thank goodness we have a reversible cover with that age logo removed. So that was Hypnotic. Okay, next and last is 57 Seconds. This is a sci-fi thriller from last year that's directed by Rusty Condiff. Now he's made a few films, but he works primarily in TV. This stars Josh Hutcherson as Franklin Fox. He's a tech blogger who is trying to expose corrupt pharmaceutical companies after the death of his twin sister. Now Josh you'll know from Bridge to Terabithia. He was also in Journey to the Centre of the Earth and its sequel Mysterious Island, and of course he was also in The Hunger Games as well. Now Franklin is attending a conference on medical AI breakthroughs and he's trying to interview the speaker Anton Burrell, who's being played by Morgan Freeman. Now, Anton is a CEO of a giant tech company called Trinity, and through happenstance Franklin stops an assassination attempt on Anton. Anton in a struggle falls to the ground and he drops a ring that has a onyx type stone in its clasp. Thing is, when Franklin picks it up after Anton leaves, he touches a stone and it throws him back 57 seconds in time. Now that's not a lot you may say, but it gives Franklin the power to reset every mistake or manipulate possible outcomes or just use it to make himself wealthy and powerful. Turns out that Franklin's twin sister actually died through an overdose of pain medication after a car accident. So eventually he tries to use the ring to put things right. Now I'm not going to say any more story wise, but I will also mention it stars Greg German as Sig. He is the villain in the film. There's also Lovely Simone as Jala, who's Franklin's girlfriend. That's her name, Lovely Simone. This was a little underwhelming. It could have been a lot better, and Morgan Freeman was very much underused. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 39 minutes. Not a film I would recommend, but it's worth checking out. Let's take a look inside. The front cover image has been put onto the disc. So the question is, will it or won't it have a reverse cover? Well, the answer is yes, it does, with that age logo removed. So that was 57 Seconds. Now that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and I'll try to reply if I have the time.
Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel. And subscribe if you haven't, it's all free. Why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.